Hey, oh, look out, I've moved.
Hey.
But there I am. No, hang on, I should be down here. There we go, that's more like it. Good. Happy Tuesday, fellas.
Yes.
Happy occasional Tuesday, as they very occasional, once every couple of weeks. I feel a bit older. I don't know about you two fellas. I know it's been a week since
Yeah, you had your birthday on Friday, wasn't it?
I did, yeah. Thanks.
How'd that go?
Yeah. It went okay. Yeah. I got a little older and a little bit more creaky, as you do as you get older. You'll find all this out, chaps. Just you wait and see. But yeah, no, it was good. We the whole of us, me and my clan, we went up to beautiful old Roman city near where we live, about an hour and a half up the road, and we stayed there for the weekend and had a really lovely, relaxing family time. So it was all good. Yeah. How about you guys? How's your last week and a bit been?
Oh, my week's been pretty exciting. You know, I got an extra TV that I had to deal with. I did that. And been playing with the new one. So I've been having a lot of fun doing that, checking out apps and TV capabilities, stuff like that.
Ooh, so you got to keep it. Do you remember last week, folks? William got a new telly, and then he lost his first one, and then suddenly it turned up again. and you got to keep the second one as well.
Yeah, it was out in the wild for a long time, all on its own. It was over a month being missing, but it showed up. It had box damage, but I told them, "Hey, when can you come and get it?" And they weren't going to come and do that.
Wow,
nice.
I think it was already written off, either as lost in the mail or damaged or whatever. Yep.
That's a win, mate. I think. Yeah. So did somebody get a late Christmas present then, or how did they? Yes.
Yes, they did. A long time ago, I purchased a TV for my dad, and it was one of the old big screens that weighed like 1,000 pounds and was made of wood and everything.
Oh, wow.
And he's still got that in his basement. Well, this TV is going to replace that one. So.
Oh, amazing.
Nice.
I bet that last one wasn't a 75-inch screen.
No, it was. I think it was a 58, and it was a 4:3 TV. So it was just a big square. Yeah.
I love those. I love those old 4:3s. Those old. I had a plasma. I think I had a plasma, which I won on Breakfast TV. And it was a really amazing prize. I was so chuffed, and I had to answer a question on Princess Diana. I forget what it was now. It wasn't hard, and I phoned in and I won the telly, and it turned up, and I was most chuffed. That was years ago. That thing's bits of cosmic dust floating around an old rubbish tip now. It's not.
Well, Rock, it's actually a little bit of karma. Yes, Amazon hooked me up for 2022, but last Christmas I ordered my mother a tablet or a laptop tablet combination, and Amazon charged me for it and held $350, and the $350 hold never came off. Wow. So for about a month and a half, I went. Yeah, and it wasn't in their system, so you call them and they couldn't take it off.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, interesting.
That's karma.
They made up for it this year.
That's a great way to look at it, my friend. I'm just going to do some housekeeping here, which basically means I'm tweeting the fact that we're now live. Because I forgot to do all that stuff. I was busy. That's the truth of it all.
You've got to schedule those tweets, Rock. Schedule those.
Yeah, I know. I've been busy all day. I'll be honest with you, chaps. I have. It's been one of those days. I've been busy streaming Alien Isolation.
I saw that, like a 3-hour stream. Right?
Yeah, it was. Well, what I've been trying to do is get my Twitch affiliate up, because you did really well. I mean, you were a couple of weeks in and boom, you got it. But the problem is, and Codex Dave kind of pointed this out, the longer you stream on Twitch without getting a decent viewing, the longer it takes to get affiliate, because they take your average, you see. So even though over the last 2 days I think I was about an average of 1.06 or something, or 0.8. And even though over the last 2 days I've twitched something like 9 hours, I'm still only 1.8. So,
oh my gosh!
So it's ridiculous. So I've got to Twitch every day now and try and get more than 3 people in every one to get anywhere near the 3. And even then, you know how it works. It takes months to get money back out of them and stuff because they set the bars really high. But it's just a thing, you set yourself those things, don't you? You set yourself those. Vet thinks Twitter's broken. That's yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why you don't see me twitching because I'm doing it.
I can see I'm in there, and I see Ruben as well. Is in there.
Oh, Ruben, bless him. He's been with me for the whole 2 days, and we've had fun. We've been working our way through the whole of Alien Isolation, and we're literally.
How are you liking it?
Oh, great! I mean, I say we, it's me, but Ruben's been kind of, he's been geeing me up in the chat. He's been doing a good job. We're literally right at the end. Oh, now.
Wow!
So we're in the final encounter. I won't give any spoilers, but next time we play, I reckon we've probably done it. We'll crack it within the hour. So, but Ruben's been brilliant. Thanks, Ruben. He's been reminding me to upgrade my health and to save regularly and stuff, and just basically saving my bacon. So he's been an absolute star. Bless him. Thank you so much, my friend. And he's here on Twitch as well, which is awesome. It all helps. Anyway, gentlemen, Stadia. We don't have masses and masses of news, but we do have some news. And of course, we have our regular features, Judge John and Stadia Pro tips coming up shortly. But chaps, we start with on the news front. I'm just going to, what I will do, in fact, is I'll pull this up. There we go. Just so we have a screen. And the thing that I wanted to start with is big game coming on Thursday, John. Would you like to tell the folks what we know is coming up on Thursday?
So Rainbow Six Extraction, it launches Thursday, and you can see here's the official Twitter account tweeted out launch times here, so you can see on Stadia in North America, or the Americas, is going to be at midnight local time. Europe, it looks like it's, what is that, 12 a.m. CET?
Yes.
So how does that figure in for you, Rock? Because I know you're GMT, right? Your time zone?
Central European time is about an hour ahead.
Oh, okay.
So that will be about 11 p.m. for us, I guess.
Oh, nice.
That's okay. That's doable.
Yeah, that's doable.
The other one that I like to see is UTC, because that tends to be the same as GMT, and then that's universal time. But yeah, so we're looking at about let's get the right thing up here. There's none of them there as well. That's the fella. You can't see him here. It's this tiny little thumbnail. So yeah, that will be 11 p.m. Thursday evening. Which is still, to be fair, past my bedtime, John. It's not.
Well, I don't know about that. You've been up pretty late, and actually, you know what? That's going to be. It's not going to be Thursday. It'll be Wednesday evening for you.
Ah, good point. Yes, that's true. Yes, it'll be. Yes.
Yeah, yes. Wednesday evening, 11 p.m. So maybe if you can go to bed tonight early a little bit, you could stay up late tomorrow.
Right. Well,
if the wife allows it,
I'm on a road trip tomorrow, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got to go and talk to some doctors. So I may not be back, but I may do. I don't know much about the game. I genuinely, I loaded Rainbow Six Siege the other day and then realized it wasn't this and came out. So I still didn't even play that.
Well, I tell you, what's amazing though is look at all the places that you can play this title.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's excluded.
No, and it's cross-play as well, isn't it? So
cross progression, all that good stuff. So wherever you can play with anybody, you can play pretty much wherever, and your progress carries over wherever you're at.
This is definitely the way of the future for most titles.
Yeah, it is full stop, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question of that, especially with cloud. It makes absolutely no sense at all. Where are you guys then? So where would you come under? The Americas, I guess.
Yeah, so it'd be midnight local time for me, and the same with
Okay.
SPG. So let's see, SPG, you're an hour behind me.
Yep, I'm CST. Yep.
Yeah.
Central.
Central.
Yeah. So yeah.
Ah.
So all within an hour. So yeah.
Yeah. But that's the only thing, though, isn't it? So does it work? It doesn't. It doesn't work out that we're all live at the same time. So
Correct.
so I don't know. Asia is probably the first one to come online. So I don't know. In days gone by, people have sneaked into their consoles and changed their locations and their
Yep.
times and stuff to suddenly be in China. I don't know if they still do that or not, but that was so. Oh look, Jeff's in the house.
Oh,
he's not.
there he is.
He's not missing in action after all. Rokk can tell you, once the code's written, it's easy to reuse it and add it to current format and future games. Yeah, sorry, Jeff, I missed the context of that one. I'll have to find out what we're referring to. Ray gets to play it before me if he plays on Luna. But anyway, it's good to see you, Jeff. I see Ray's been tickling your ribs in Twitter, stating that you're nowhere to be seen, but we all knew you were around. It was something to do with a football game. I don't know what that was all about. So you're safe here, Jeff. You're safe here.
So you know what would have been funny, and Jeff will get this, or any other Canadians in the chat, is if when Ray created that little meme of Jeff missing on the side of milk, if he put it on a bag of milk, right? Because here in Ontario. Yeah, so here in Ontario and other regions in Canada, milk comes in bags.
No way.
Yeah. You can buy it in the traditional other as well, but the most popular are bags of milk. So that would have been funny. Maybe next time, Ray, we can collaborate.
Well, after getting to know Jeff and after getting to know John, there are some interesting Canadian quirks. I'll put it that way. Bagged milk is one of them.
And this is plastic bag, presumably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's not. So it's not. Is it recyclable or?
Yeah.
It is.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's why they do it, because it uses overall less plastic than than like a big plastic jug of milk.
Yeah.
So yes. So usually you'll buy a bag of one bag of milk, and then in that are 3 separate bags.
Gotcha. Because they used to deliver milk. Oh, this has nothing to do with Stadia. They used to deliver milk in glass bottles, and when they're smashed, obviously they were completely reusable. So they were pretty good for the old environment. And at the end of the day, it's only sand, right? So very odd. But anyway, this week in milk, which is going to be our new show starting next week. And Ray loves big jugs filled with milk. Of course you do, Ray. Nobody would ever doubt that was the case.
Oh gosh,
awesome stuff. So Rainbow Six on Wednesday night for me, Thursday midnight-ish for most people. It is like Rainbow. I should say Rainbow Six Extraction. So is it like Rainbow Six Siege or nothing like Rainbow Six Siege? For someone who knows nothing about it like me.
It's PvE, so it's not player versus player. It's a team of up to 3 against the enemies themselves.
Right.
So they do have the Rainbow Six Siegers characters from there as well, but it's similar but different as well.
Yeah, it's isn't it similar to the addition they made for a short period of time in Siege, to where that fungus was all over the place, and then somebody could be a monster, and it's similar to that, I think. But
but there's a whole story and everything behind it, and all your progression and things like that. So it's definitely one to look out for.
So it is So we know it's multiplayer because we can all play, right?
Right.
But is it player versus? Sorry, you just said this. I was typing something else.
No, it's okay. so no, it's a squad of up to 3 against the enemy. So not against other human players.
Right.
So PvE, yeah. Awesome. And it also comes with 2 buddy passes, which is really awesome. So that what you can do is you can invite 2 people, and you just say use Buddy Pass, and they can play. They don't have to own the game at all for 2 weeks. Right. So if you've got a friend that says, "Oh, I'm not sure if I really want to buy Rainbow Six Extraction," you can invite them as long as they're part of your Ubisoft Connect friends. So, or if they're on a different platform, or if they're on Stadia or whatever platform you're on, they're friends. You can go to the screen there. It says invite, and then it says use Buddy Pass. So you get 2 of those, and they get 2 weeks access for the game to play along with you. And then, the hope is at the end of the 2 weeks, they're hooked, that they'll, purchase the game as well. Right.
And I imagine they're going to be adding and swapping out modes just like Siege too.
I'm sure they'll add other characters and all that good stuff to it. Yeah. Different modes.
Well, so you could play it solo if you wanted, or
but it's better. It's better to play with at least one other person, if not 2, Yeah, but
now I'm excited, chaps. Oh, that's cool. Well, I might even turn up at 11 on the aforementioned day. I'll be going, "Hey, John, come and join me." Yeah, I don't get it for another 4 hours, mate.
So you know what hasn't been said, and it wasn't said either about Far Cry 6 until it launched. I'm wondering if this game will have Stream Connect, because it would be a perfect candidate for Stream Connect, right?
Good
if
show.
It's on, for Stadia. So I guess we'll see come Wednesday night, Thursday, if the Stadia version is Stream Connect. It's not mentioned anywhere, but
no. But I think in a way the reason for that is that when you've got so many platforms and most of them don't have that feature, and you've set aside your $150 million marketing budget, you can't sort of go 149 million and 1 million for Stadia, because the hassle involved in that, you just don't do it right. So you just go big marketing splash. This is the game. This is where you can play it. And then once it goes live, as you said, the community pick it up anyway, or Stadia take that ball and they'll have it in their forthcoming 2s, or they'll tweet it out, or it'll be in their YouTube videos or what have you. So, this is why whenever people say, "Oh, but they don't mention Stadia," it's like, well, no, because it's a lot of effort, extra energy and effort to do something different for each of these individual platforms. You just kind of want to promote the game, and then people will find that actually it has this amazing feature. And you're right, that would be great. They did it with Division 2. They did it with Breakpoint,
Wildlands, I think.
Yeah. Have they done it with anything else? Is it on Siege?
Far Cry 6.
Far Cry 6. Yeah, there you go.
Outriders, right?
Outriders.
Which isn't Ubisoft, but it's another game with a feature. So it's highly likely, and I still genuinely think it's just a couple of bits of code that they slap in that's provided by Stadia, and the thing works. And if they've got they've got previous experience, so I think you're right. I think it'll be good. Dismal Gaming, how are you, my friend? There are a lot of you fantastic folk that have turned up. Chaps, which is very warms my cockles of my heart. Right goes right to the heart of my cockles, to be honest. So there you go. That's coming up on Wednesday, Thursday, depending where you live in the world. In other news, our good friends over at Stadia Source have provided some lovely news. Hosted by Rokk. Just need to point that out.
You should do like a zoom on that.
I just need to mention it every time. They're my lovely friends over at Stadia Source. Codemasters spokesperson, Dirt 5 to be updated on Stadia in February. Dirt 5's a great game, isn't it? It's still one of the biggest kind of, motor vehicle kind of games on Stadia. Wreckfest has taken pole position, but Dirt 5 is still good fun. So Dirt 5 has unfortunately been one of the titles where updates for the game have not been on par with other versions of the title, sadly, according here to Stadia Source. But they've had a chat with the Codemasters, and didn't Codemasters get bought recently? Who owns them?
EA.
EA.
Yeah.
Play the game. So so they've been busy to be fair. They've been amalgamating and merging and pulling people in, getting rid of people and adding more people and stuff. So that's fair enough. But they have said there will be a patch available early Feb, and it'll contain Wild Spirits, Supersize, and Red Bull Revolutions, and any free content that they've released between patches 4.02 and 6.03. So the whole lot is coming.
Wow.
Which is great news in a couple of weeks. So good news on the horizon for Dirt 5, as the chaps say over at Stadia Source. One of your favourites, chaps? You played a lot of Dirt 5?
No.
Yeah.
I have such a backlog, Rock. It is incredible. I haven't even turned on Control yet, and that's a game I'm like anticipating playing. But I did jump in and do the tutorial through Dirt 5, and it is a beautiful looking game.
Oh, it is. It is, yeah. I've spent some time with it, probably maybe about a good 10 or 12 hours playing it over, since it's been released. And yeah, they did a good job. What I'll be interested to see is in this patch, there is a bug when you play it at 4K that and it's random too, that it'll do a mini pause. The screen, like the entire gameplay will pause for a couple of seconds and then go.
Wow.
If you're playing it at 4K, 1080p, it runs perfectly fine. So I'll be interested to see if this patch fixes that as well.
What do you think is causing that, John? Is it just a hiccup or?
It's definitely, it's got to be something in the code because, we've not seen it on any other game really. It's not going to be a hardware limitation or anything like that. I think it's definitely just like a bug in the code. So
maybe that hopefully gets sorted.
Hopefully so.
Yeah. I mean, they admit that they've kind of let it lapse. Everything from 4 to 6. So clearly, unless they went 4 to 6, there've been a slew of updates that haven't made it to Stadia. So anything, let's hope along the lines of that would be something. One of the things, just to point this out, guys, I'm not sure if anybody knows this, but the Stadia Source website has this great feature where you can click to play the game. If you're reading a news item, you just literally click go to game, and then you can fire it up. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Plain.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
It's a fantastic website.
Honestly, you know me. I do website. This is an amazing website. Dan's done a fantastic job, and he says to me, this is what he really loves doing with Stadia Source, is getting his hands into the website and stuff. But you just click on play now and ka-ching, you're straight into the game. I love that. So they put the little link in there to take you straight into the game. It's cool.
Yeah, very streamlined. I love it. Yeah.
It's a great website. I don't think enough people really appreciate the kind of features in the site. So we won't play it for now, but it's nice to know that lives there, which is awesome. Right, now then, the next piece of news, which is equally on Stadia Source, is that Hitman 3 has year 2 content that is due to come throughout. Well, they've revealed the content, their updates for Hitman 3, let's get this right, for the coming 12 months. And there's a fair amount, to be fair. We've got Assassin Arcade, which starts Thursday, just in time to compete with Rainbow Six Siege Extraction. But, that's good. More the merrier. You receive the new game mode Elusive Target Arcade, which takes the concept to the next level, according to the developers. The new mode mixes up the formula and brings new challenges, unlockable rewards, and some significant targets, which is cool.
What's interesting, what they were just talking about that new mode, the first one the Elusive Target, is that when you load up Hitman 3, you'll have right in the front, as soon as you open it up, it'll show an elusive target. Now, if you click on that and you go in and you fail, it's done. You can't do it again. Now, this is saying that you have a series of those to complete, and then if you fail them, you're locked out for 12 hours but can go back. So I have failed one of those and was never able to replay it, which, I messed up. It sucked. But now you'll be able to retry those, which is cool.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that is good. I hate it when you're locked out. It's a little bit like, at the end of Far Cry 6, William, where you get that boss that you've got to hunt down for the week. And I guess is that a similar thing to this, or
Kind of. What they
Yeah.
do is they take a level that's already been created, and then they create a new target for you to try to kill, and then they hide them somewhere in the level. So you don't know who you're actually after. You don't know where they're at in the level, and you start fresh. And then you have to actually track them down and find them. And if you mess up at any point, get caught, get killed, or whatever, then it's over. You didn't get him. The elusive target's over. And the reason they do that you fail and can't try it again, is I think because of their leaderboards. They actually have worldwide leaderboards for these elusive targets. And people like Eli Levy, the silent assassin, is high up there. Because I used to think... Yeah. I used to think that I was good at Hitman. No, I just play it. Eli is good at Hitman.
The guy is a savant. Actually, I spoke to him the other day. He's knee deep in university stuff and struggling to get his way through there. So wish him the absolute best. I'm sure he'll be back when this stuff starts to kick in. We'll see more of him. So the next bit there is coming up in the spring, titled Freelancer, which sounds interesting. This mode will introduce rogue-like elements. Why do they do that? Why?
Because they know you love it, right?
Strategic planning and a customizable safe house. I could see this would work really well for Eli, actually. Being able to sort of having to plan your way to an achievement without dying, because otherwise you go right back to the beginning. That's really cool. If you're any good.
That's the point.
I most certainly am not. It's an entirely new area which allows players to choose exactly what type of hitman you are, and as you progress, more areas of the safe house become unlocked. Some great content here. Well done, guys, over at Stadia Source.
A ton of stuff here.
Yeah, they work really hard at keeping the Hitman games alive. I have to actually buy the other DLCs because they have a mode called Sniper or something. And it's not real walking around trying to find items or do story missions. It's literally you're on a hill and you're just sniping people. And it's quite fun. But you have to have all 3 DLCs, I think, to get all 3 of the Sniper Elite missions.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah.
Stealth drop. Wow. And getting rocky. Oh, yeah. Woohoo. They've spelt it wrong, though. I have to have a word. Finally, the developers have revealed a new map, codenamed Rocky, will be fully revealed later in 22. So keep an eye out for more news soon. If you're a fan of Agent 47 and the world of assassination, let us know which of these updates you're looking forward to most. That's over at Stadia Source, and Chris wrote that piece. Good work, Chris. So awesome. So there you go. I have a love-hate relationship with Hitman. I actually like stealth stuff, which is why I'm enjoying playing Alien Isolation, because it's very, very stealthy. But I also, it gets frustrating when you can't find your way through the end of the thing, and then you blow it, and you go off and play, Pingu Return or whatever. Peppa Pig, which is much more my level. Talking of Peppa Pig, we've got no Peppa Pig news, but what we do have is that FIFA 22 has had an update. This actually has gone live, John, hasn't it? On January the 11th?
Yep. This is live on Stadia, and it just released, I think it's either yesterday or today on console.
Ah, cool. So Stadia got it ahead of the consoles anyway.
Yep.
There you go, folks. So, do you want to just? I've not played FIFA. Do you want to run us through why these changes are important?
Sure. Yeah. So let's see here. I'm a little unprepared for that.
Sorry,
Rock,
can you not see it on screen? If you can.
Yep. No, I can see it there. Okay.
Yeah.
So what we see here as part of this update here is you can see during away matches, you can now see their own equipped pitch line colors instead of their opponents. So that's going to be important for players there. Updated transfer market and stadium search filters for those looking to play in different stadiums. Let's see. Addressed further instances of some players seeing an initializing message when attempting to match make. That's good to see. They're going to fix that. Team management options, Previously couldn't be adjusted during the Rivals match. They fixed that as well. Some UI elements that didn't display correctly, all fixed. FUT Champions, playoffs.
Did you just swear?
Wow. No, I knew. As soon as it came out of my mouth.
Well, fuck you too, pal.
Yeah, fuck you too, you bloody wanker.
No, that definitely is not a nice one.
No, that's not.
Actually, I don't think it matters so much anymore, to be fair.
Yeah.
People use it. Yeah, it's kind of term of endearment these days. You two, my lovely wankers, the pair of you.
So you can see here, like, just a bunch of different updates here as well. Visual UI, some gameplay changes as well. Lobby issues. Oh, Ray. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's good to see, like you said, EA supporting the game as well. Coming up, the patch is coming out early too. It shattered my prediction of him being. If you only knew what happened off camera, right?
You see, it's just like Boris Johnson. 1 minute he's on top of the world, next minute the whole lot comes crashing down. What else can you say?
Yeah, exactly.
Gameplay.
Yeah. So there's
loads
a lot
of stuff. It goes on and on, doesn't
look
it?
at that improved AI teammate. There's goalkeeper issues that they addressed. Wow, like a lot of different things. Yeah, for sure. Like, so you could tell that they're really listening and paying attention to the forums and the player feedback as well.
Wow.
Look at this career mode, Volta football.
I'm glad I whizzed it on. We'd have been still.
Yeah.
Just thinking,
definitely.
I mean, look at all the bugs they squashed in just this release.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So that has gone live, and a few guys in the chat have said, yep, they've noticed that. If you haven't played it recently, there may be that there have been some issues in this list that have stopped you from playing it. Well, now's the time to go back and see if those have been addressed. And that would be very good. So that you may or may not see it, guys, in the chat, but this list is over at fifaforums.easports.com. Where there's a full list of all the updates. So that's great news if you're into FIFA. Yeah. Final piece of news, unless anybody pops anything up in the meantime. We all knew this, and it's going to be more of relevance in a second, but Player Unknown Battlegrounds, known as PUBG, now free to play on Stadia. We covered this last week, but it's actually happened now. What I want to know, guys, is did we ever resolve? There was a question last week over whether if you weren't a pro player on Stadia, that we suggested you don't need to pay for I think it's like $15 or something. Did we ever resolve whether that's the case, that it is actually completely free on Stadia for everybody?
Well, if you've purchased the game previously or you claimed it on Stadia Pro, you get that. Otherwise, no.
So if you hadn't purchased it and you weren't a Stadia Pro player, you would still have to pay that little one-off
that one time
or what have
you. Yeah, and that just gives you some cosmetics. It gives you, I mean, you really don't have to have it at all. I mean, like I said, cosmetics, and it gives you some in-game currency and the ability to host like your own server and custom matches. Like, like on Wreckfest, what you have. I mean, really, unless, you're buying some of the in-game content or up on doing stuff like that, you still don't have to buy it to play and enjoy the game.
So you can still play. You can still play for free. You just don't get a battle pass and that kind of money.
Right. Pretty much. Right. Yeah.
Which has always been the case, hasn't it? Because you had to buy all of that stuff, and I never did. I think we kind of got it for free if you had it on Pro anyway.
Yeah.
So
right.
Wasn't such a deal, was it? Okie dokie. Well, fellas, that's it for the news. Not a huge amount, but it gives us time because we're actually going to cover PUBG off in the forthcoming section, which if I can just get my change of overlays, we call it very affectionately Judge John's Joystick of Judgment.
Guilty!
I love that.
Yes, it's all new. We've got a new video, folks.
Now I know how Ray feels, right? Now I know how Ray feels.
And if you ask Ray, he will tell you that you will now probably see that forever, because I will always find a place to put Judge John's video. Now, this is actually Rainbow Six Siege. I'm trying to find your video. Hang on a second. Okay. Don't go away. Yeah. It is here. Away. It's here. We didn't play that in the end. I was going to play that little video of Rainbow Six Siege. Doesn't matter. And there he is. There's the judge.
There we are.
That is down there. So
this is good to start out here, because again, we're taking a look at this review from a casual gamer's perspective. And the very first thing is about how quickly you can get into the game. So when you start out here, you can see there's a lot of different menus and options that you can choose from. Third person, first person, customizing your character. As a casual gamer, I could see that being overwhelming, to be honest with you. To know exactly what you need to do. I hadn't played PUBG in a while, and I had to look up like what the difference on some of the things were, because I had forgotten, right? You know, it'd been like maybe six to 8 months, and like I was like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I streamed this yesterday, and I was literally like, how do we get a match going, boys? Like, it was a little complicated. It was.
Yeah. So if we're looking at that, John's joystick, it's a little limp here, and we're gonna give it shriveled up, probably 2 out of 5 here.
Oh, no.
Just because it's, you know, if you're coming in and you're that casual gamer and you're looking to get into a game quickly, unless you have a friend or do a little bit of research or just fumble along, you're gonna kind of be a little bit confused.
Wow. So a limp 2.
Yeah, limp or shriveled up a bit. Yeah, probably been in some cold water, ice, something like that. Tight pants. I don't know. Yeah, I was in the pool, George.
Awesome.
Get that. Okay, so moving along here, can you pick up where you left off? Well, we kind of covered like last week in multiplayer games, like your progression, sure, level wise for your character and things like that do follow you. But, you know, like in this game, it's not story mode based or anything like that. So if you're in the middle of a match, you can't just go ahead like the good old days and pause it and go have a drink or use the washroom or anything like that. So, you know, pretty much you really can't. Like once you start a match, you're committed to it. Otherwise, if you've got to leave, you just got to bail out of the game there. So we'll give that probably the same.
Another 2?
Yeah, another 2. We'll give that a 2. Again, we're looking at this from the casual gamer perspective, right?
Absolutely.
So for sure. How easy is it to play? So that's on to our next here.
Yeah. Oh no! Where's
We're in the plane here.
We lost you there, John. Apologies for that.
Oh, no worries.
That's it.
So, how easy is it to play? Well, you can see here, once you start off there's a map, there's a whole bunch of buttons over on the right telling you what you need to do to put a marker, to jump, a lot of different places that you can land. And then once you get there, you've got to, quick get your items and manage your inventory, your weapons, your bandages, your attachments. So again, looking this from a casual, I'm going to give it the same 2 out of 5 here. It looks like
it's not scoring great so far, is it? No, I know. I agree.
It's appearing to be a limp biscuit, so to speak.
It certainly is. Yeah,
right.
It's flopping about.
Yeah, it is. It is very limp. I don't know. Maybe it needs to be plugged in or injection or something like that. I don't know.
Batteries renewed or something. I don't know.
Or a little bit of Viagra or something. So, anyways.
You've watched The Matrix lately. You've taken the blue pill, haven't you?
So here we go. This is where this game's going to score a high. Is it rewarding? Yes. If you're playing with friends or playing against others, taking them out and just sniping them or following them or just basically getting the quote unquote kill it's so rewarding. So I'm definitely going to give that a 5 out of 5 here.
5. Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
very firm 5 out of 5.
Upstanding 5.
Upstanding, yeah, erect, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So is it value for your money? That's a boinger there. I'm going to give that one a rock hard 5 out of 5.
5?
And that's ROKK hard.
Well, we need to update
this
that.
is free to play, right? It's a free to play game, so you don't have to spend a single dime on this game at all if you don't want to, and you can still enjoy it. So here we go. We're going to give that.
Well, let's add these up then. So
let's
how many did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think it's 15, 16. Hang on. 5, 10, 13, 14, 17. I don't know. What's the math?
25, yeah.
10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16. I think that's correct.
Well, hold on. What do we give? We give it. The first one got 2. The second one got 2. So that's 4.
Yeah.
The third one got 2, so that's 6.
Yeah.
And then 10. Yep, 16. 16 out of 25.
We're up for 16. Yeah. Well, but let's judge this then. Guilty! The judge's verdict, 16 out of 25. That's actually the lowest score so far.
It is. Well, again, though, we're looking at this for the casual gamers. So anybody watching that, it comes in and just sees 16 out of 25. Nope, we're looking at the perspective for that, the person that rarely plays any games and they're just coming to pick this up. If we're looking at it as a quote unquote gamer perspective, I would give it a higher score just because we're familiar with all those. But and what I like about PUBG 2 is when it came out on Stadia back in 2020, they had that exclusive Stadia hoodie that you could claim. You no longer can get that, but
a hoodie and a parachute.
And the glasses as well. Yeah.
I just need to find out what this means. What is means? Like a baby's arm holding an apple. I kind of think that might be rude, but good to see you, Lee. How are you, my friend? I know this program, this show is rapidly turning out to be an episode of Carry On Camping, and if you have no idea what that means, YouTube folks, you will not be disappointed.
So Rock, seeing as we've had this is what, the third. Is this the third John's joystick review?
This is the third joystick review. Yep.
Maybe we should come up with a scale here, so at the end you can have like a little animated, if it gets a high score, maybe 20 and above, it's the joystick is nice and firm and standing straight, and maybe a little bit below 10 to 19, the joystick's flopping a bit, and under than that is just like very microscopic. You can't see it.
we could just use our arms,
Oh yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. I hear you. That was awesome. Right now then, that was the judge's verdict, and I don't know. I think before we do many more of these, we're going to get taken off. So
sorry about that. Oh my gosh, I just ran with it.
It was very good. It was there's no problem with that at all. We now need to swiftly move on to William's section. We don't need to be swift at all. We can take your sweet time, my good friend. It's Stadia Pro's Stadia Pro tips, and sadly at this point I didn't have time to do a video for William, but he will not escape. There will be a video to come. We'll leave our good friend John on the screen there, while William, you're going to give us a tip on PUBG and on how to play the damn thing, to be fair.
And to be fair, I don't play it very well, but I have a couple of tips for you. It might be just the tip, but let's get into it.
Tip of the tip.
Yes. So when you first start off, don't just dive out of the plane. Like you start off with nothing. You don't have anything in your inventory. It's much like Fortnite, but way better in my opinion. You get on the airplane and you start flying over the island. There's not a lot of vehicles in the game. You can find some, yes, motorbikes, dirt or dune buggies, stuff like that, trucks, but they're hard to find. So what I suggest is just a simple tip. When you're jumping out of the plane, aim for about the middle of the map, depending on what trajectory the plane is going overhead. That way, after you land and you start to scavenge for your weapons and stuff, you don't have to beeline it for the area. You're kind of going to be in the area already.
Right.
And that is kind of important. Also, pay attention to all the people jumping out, because if you jump out in a cluster of 40 people, you're probably not going to survive very long. And the another tip I would give is attachments are so important. Once you pick up your weapon, yeah. So let's say you jump out of the plane, you land on the ground, you see an outbuilding ahead of you. You charge to the building, you open the door, and there's a 12 gauge or an assault weapon you pick up. And then there's all these little pieces on the ground you pick up too. Quick reload magazines, extra extended magazines. You've got scopes, all kinds of things, energy drinks. So what I would suggest is take the time when you're in a house and you feel a little protected, hit the 3 dot button or whatever, the 3 line button, and go into your inventory and start looking at your attachments, because they make your gun more powerful, easier to aim. You get also, you can change your weapon from single fire to rapid fire. That can help. These are the small things that I've noticed just jumping in and playing with the community a little bit. Definitely aim for the center of the map. Don't go towards the gunfire. Like, you'll hear it in the distance and you think, hey, I can go take this person out. But more than likely, you're going to be spotted heading to that location. And then you have to readdress, where am I getting shot at? Oh, it's from that direction. And then you start to panic and then you die,
Would you recommend running with a squad versus
Absolutely.
Solo? Yeah.
Absolutely, I would, because you and up to 3 players, I think, can all squad up, and then depending if you all jump together and you coordinate properly, you can be spread across the map completely, or be bunched up together and be going from house to house clearing, as you go. That is the more fun, I think. There's also tons of modes for you to check out. There's a zombie mode to where up to 60 people can jump in as humans with guns against the zombies, and they can jump high and have like extraordinary strength and stuff. It is an awful lot of fun. But these are simple tips. If you have jumped into the game at all, try these, and you may find a little more enjoyment out of the game.
And if, like me, you do end up playing solo, would you just recommend hiding and stay out of the way?
Yes, Ray's favorite combat move is camping. No, I'm just kidding. He hates camping. He hates campers.
That's Stadia Mania. He just hides in a bush.
Yeah, well, that's what you can do that. It's much like Fortnite, to where no building though, but it's much like you can keep within the circle and keep hiding, and as the circle gets smaller and smaller, it'll force people in front of you or around you. So you can definitely hide, but usually if you do that, you're going to end up coming in number 2 or 3, because you're going to be up against a really skilled player.
Yes.
And they're going to take you out immediately when they see you.
Do you get points for if you did survive to be number 2 or number 3? Do you still get points added to whatever?
I believe
your
all
experience.
Yes, all that experience transfers over to your character's level. Now, does that actually buff you up in any way? I don't think so. I think it's just like a stat. Hey, I'm level 90, or
I played it. I was having a look the other day. You can look at how many hours you've played various games when you go to your Stadia account, and PUBG was one of them that I played the most, and yet I don't remember ever playing it because it was back when I was doing the Friday night gaming stuff, and I was just running around getting shot, but we played it week after week after week. So it shows us like, oh, you played loads of this, Rokk, you must be really into this. No, I'm absolutely diabolical at it.
And FYI, for anybody that has been away from PUBG for a while, let's say they claimed it and played like 8 times and now they're going to load it up again. PUBG is forcing you to go back through the training. You have to do like 5 training missions or up to 10 AI training rounds with bots. I did the 10 rounds just so I could get a little more accustomed to the game before jumping in with real players.
I think I would have to do that. Actually, I much prefer playing with bots in any multiplayer game, even if they're tough. It just don't feel embarrassed when you get shot. You know, it's like, oh yeah, sorry about that, bot. No, it's okay, mate. No worries.
The embarrassing part is when they run over your corpse and start bouncing up and down.
Yeah, exactly.
Teabagging you, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's very naughty. You don't see that so much anymore, do you? Or do you?
Well, I got teabagged, and I was playing just yesterday.
Used to get it a lot in, I know, in Call of Duty and stuff, and
Halo. They used to do that a lot too,
Destiny,
yeah.
but you tend to see so much of it anymore. I don't think it's you could just say that was so 10 years ago, my friend. You know.
Dre in the chat says that you get points to buy cosmetics as well through that system. So
does it matter if you haven't paid the 13? You still get those points to buy stuff,
right? Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yep. There's still a way to open up that stuff, and if you continue through the training and finish it so that you can play with other players and do your own custom matches and stuff, you get a reward. Pants, not combat pants. Ready to rumble pants.
Y-fronts?
It's urban wear.
Yeah. I prefer to go commando when I play PUBG.
Right? You could do it no pants. Yeah. Right.
Oh, one other thing. I did figure this out in the game. If you're running around and you kill somebody, you can literally put their outfit on. So if they have a paid outfit or something, you could put their hat on or their I put a purple dinosaur head on, and then I ended up getting shot in the head, surprisingly. But
do you get to keep it, or is it just for that one session?
Oh, it's just for the match.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like I used to hate it when you went into the dark zone in Division 2, and you're like, oh look, I found all this amazing loot. Oh, took my loot, Mum. Actually, in the end, I didn't even bother going into the dark zone because to me that was like tantamount to bullying. In a sense, pick on the poor little fella, nick all his pocket money and his lunch money. So I just never felt that was a nice thing. That's the way it is, isn't it? Hashtag Media Guy, how are you, my friend? Thank you very much. Yes, well, it's good to have you on board as well. We always get an all-star chat lineup as well, which is great to see. Fantastic. Thank you very much for that, William. And I don't know that I'm still that fussed about playing it again, but it's good that you covered it off. We've got a couple of minutes left, and not many, just a few minutes. So I thought, as a one-off, and I don't intend to do these very often, but I thought we would do this. And you guys haven't got a clue what I'm about to do. They literally are looking scared, folks. It's like, what's he about to do? It's scary. So we'll do this.
What's up, Rock?
Yeah, what's up, Rock? And I thought we would cover something off because there's a lot of people in Twitter getting very excited today about the fact that Microsoft have announced that they intend to purchase. It's an intent to purchase, and still got to go through all the FDA stuff, and may or may not make it through Monopolies Commission and everything else of these things. But Activision Blizzard, let's be honest, with all of their amazing titles and stuff. And I could see a lot of people saying, oh, well, that's it now then. We're never going to get Call of Duty. We're never going to get this game. That's, no. And I thought we'd just cover this off because my thinking on this, and I'm interested on your guys as well, being a businessman, first and foremost, and a game player second. So my take on this is when people say, oh, well, that's it then, we're never going to see these games, they're missing the point, which is people have to make money from these, from their games and their business model. And Microsoft's business model is not to take on board these studios and stop everybody else from playing those games. Their business model is predominantly Game Pass, where they will undoubtedly, a lot of these games will go to Game Pass members and building that subscription. And yes, they've got 25 million Game Pass subscribers, but that's no small fry. But it's still of interest and still needed and necessary for them to continue to sell those titles and all titles that are produced by all their studios on other platforms, because that's what you do. You sell those games. And of course, ultimately, it may be that most people end up playing it on their Game Pass versus on their PS5 or on their Switch or even on Stadia. But they're still going to sell them. Now, does that mean that we're going to see Call of Duty coming to Stadia? Who knows? I haven't a clue. And it will be, to be fair, it'll be an agreement that will already be in place if it's going to happen, or there'll be conversations taking place. It may or may not come. But that's the point isn't, are we going to get Call of Duty? It's, does this deal mean Stadia's dead? No, 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 no. They still will need to sell their titles on any platform that they can sell those titles. And that means on PC, GFN is fine. If that means that they already have agreements in place to take some titles to Stadia, those will continue to be honoured. And no doubt in the future there'll be more as well. That's my Rokk take on this, guys. I'm interested in what you think as well.
Oh, I think that's spot on. I really do.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, what isn't Microsoft going to own here shortly?
They've got the money. Why not? $75 billion. That's twice as much as it takes to build an app in the UK to monitor, track, and trace, guys. Let's not go there.
How many millions of users are on the Game Pass? Did you say
25 million?
They've
25 million paying up to $15.99 every one like that is where their money's at. I think any company that looks at that is going to want to jump in on the cloud market.
The services for sure. And there's two things that I really that I want to touch on. The first thing is, as part of this announcement, in their statement here, they say the fantastic franchises across Activision Blizzard will also accelerate our plans for cloud gaming, allowing more people in more places around the world to participate in the Xbox community using phones, tablets, laptops, and other devices you already own. Activision Blizzard games are enjoyed on a variety of platforms, and we plan to continue to support those communities moving forward. So what I think, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, Call of Duty, just like you touched upon, Rokk, they're looking at this from a business standpoint, as every company does, right? First and foremost, it's all about the money, making the most amount of money. So if anything, they're not going to say all of a sudden here, Call of Duty is Xbox exclusive, because they're turning away millions, hundreds of millions of other gamers by saying this. So what they could do is what we saw, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, where we had timed exclusive content for Call of Duty. Remember, PlayStation used to be Activision's little baby on Call of Duty, where all the timed stuff came to PlayStation first on Call of Duty, then to Xbox. Now here we are years later, and it's going to be role reversal, where now Microsoft owns that. So I think that on the bigger titles, sure, we're going to continue, as they've said there, to say they're going to continue to support the communities. They're going to accelerate Xbox cloud gaming plans, which is great, right? Because you don't have to go out and buy that $400, $500, $600, $700 piece of hardware. No. You can play with it at home, right?
Well, I think. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's good. So I would say that I think they're still going to continue to support these major franchises. Will continue to be cross-platform, and then you might see unique or other not as big titles go exclusive to Xbox. Really, whether it's not billions or hundreds of millions of dollars at stake here.
I think we're quickly coming into the day where exclusives are going to not sell consoles anymore. Specifically, look at Sony. Sony, if you wanted to play certain games, you had to get a Sony console. Now they're branching out because they realize they're going to make so much more money off of the games than to try to get people to buy the console. So it's kind of interesting to see the whole business model start to be shifted.
I agree.
Certain ways.
It's also interesting as well if you think about it from Microsoft's point of view. So people have said, well, why isn't there an Xbox app or an Xbox cloud gaming app on TVs? My perspective of that is because if it's on if you can play Xbox Game Pass on a PC, you're still playing it on a Windows box. They're still in the Microsoft ecosphere, right? And if you're playing it on, the only other place you can play it is on an Xbox. So you've had to buy the hardware to then play cloud gaming. So from my perspective, and I know you can get around it and play on iPhones and stuff, but the real kind of proper place to play them are PCs and consoles. In the future, yeah, absolutely, there will be those apps, but not until they've exhausted sales of hardware. So at this moment in time, I don't think we're going to see Xbox cloud gaming apps on TVs, for example, unless, of course, and it's not beyond the wit of man, Microsoft decide to roll out their own brand of television set, the X, for example. And why not?
Right.
Why not? I mean, I don't understand why they haven't done it to date, quite honestly.
Gamer TV,
Right.
Yeah.
Just you do a deal with LG or Samsung and you basically roll out a Microsoft branded TV set that's pre-configured to run the best settings for an Xbox, or even to stream, to run Microsoft and use it as a monitor or something. So who knows? But I think for the moment, Stadia and GeForce and even Sony are safe, but you can absolutely see where Microsoft Xbox are going with this. For me, actually, the saddest thing is why Sony have been so quiet around the cloud. They have PS Now with getting on for 1,000 titles. It's an amazing asset, and yet they're very quiet. Now we know Spartacus is imminent. We talked, I think, last week, if not on this show, certainly on Rock Review on Thursdays, about the fact that there's a recall now on all the PS Now gift cards across the world by this Friday. They're pulling them off the shelves. I don't think we'll see Spartacus, whatever it's going to be called, until probably February, March, April time, but it's imminent. So the time frame that we should all focus on for where is everything going is the summer, because by then we'll have Spartacus, we'll know what Stadia's next big moves are. We'll see where Activision fits into all of this as well, which will be fascinating if they get it past the monopolies commission. So this is, I mean, we're only 2 or 3 weeks into the year. It's already turning out to be one huge, massive year for gamers. So exciting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you guys think do you think Diablo 2 is coming to Game Pass then? I saw the Diablo franchise in the thing.
That should be good.
I mean, why not? Like, I mean, if you look at it, the services are the bread and butter for Xbox, right? They make the most money on the services. Yeah. And I know we see people, like, we have, like, on social media, they're like, oh, well, games coming to Game Pass or whatever, it's horrible for the industry. Well, no, it's giving you that choice. The Microsoft and the companies there, obviously, no one's forcing anybody into anything. So they come to a mutual agreement. And it's just the natural evolution of the way the gaming industry is changing. Some people don't like that, but you know what? You either like it or lump it, really. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the way things are going. Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to that future where it's platform agnostic, where you don't have to worry about having that certain brand. It's just, here's the service I want. And sure, if I'm paying $15 a month for this service, and I have, these catalog of games, and then I can also choose to purchase games, well, great. That's awesome. That's win-win. You know what I mean? I get both choices there. So I'm looking for it. I think very exciting news. And the deal's supposed to close, I think what they say, like you said, everything goes through the end of 2023. So we're not going to see, any repercussions of this, for a couple of years. Yeah. But
you'll see some strategic deals happening. I mean, they'll be working closer together before this, but there won't be the kind of exclusives. I mean, there will be exclusives. I noticed somebody mentioning this in the chat. They're bound to be exclusives for that's a given. But in terms of the existing franchises, they already have commitments across all other platforms, and they need them to be there because those games cost an arm and a leg. You know, it may well be. You mentioned William earlier, 15 times 25. It's close to $3.5 billion a month. A month, right?
A month.
Yeah.
But equally, their costs are eye-watering. Given how much they've got to pay to license those games and give them away to their members and stuff. So, you know, it's not 4 billion of profit by any stretch of the imagination. As far as we know, they're probably getting their asses burned on the deals they're doing. But they're looking, as happens in the case of these guys, they're looking 5-10 years down the road. They're not looking to make a profit tomorrow.
Right. Exactly. 100%.
And it's hard to wrap your mind around billions anyway.
Yeah. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. Just imagine that gif you see of Scrooge McDuck swimming in all that money. It's like times it by 1,000, right? Or even more.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ray. It's very kind of you. So there you go, gents. We've not done a What's Up Rock before. We're only going to do them now and again when there's something to chit-chat about. It's a little bit serious and not what we're all about as a show. But I just saw that kicking around, and I thought we'd as I've got my esteemed colleagues and their huge minds, their intellects, they are giants. They're like those giant bubbly head people that you see in cartoons. I thought we'd dip into them and get their thoughts. So that's awesome stuff. Gents, I think that's probably going to do it for this week, unless you have anything burning under your seats that you want to bring to the screen.
No, I have one thing to mention, though. For everybody that is playing Stadia on the NVIDIA Shield, I do believe that the Stadia app is going to get an update to where we can use HDR from the Shield.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, because you couldn't use HDR and Dolby Vision. It all worked on the Shield through all the streaming apps except for Stadia and Google Play Movies. But now HDR is in Google Play Movies because they went from 9 to Android 11, and now the codec is supported. So the app, so the app needs a little update, I think, and then it will have HDR just like the Chromecast.
Good shout. And actually, I should have put that in the news. Thank you for reminding me of that, William. It's the Experience, the Shield Experience 9, Android 11. And the important thing as well, every single controller that you can use on GeForce Now, if you're in Stadia and you press the button that says either X or PlayStation or whatever, it acts like the Stadia button and brings up the menu from the side, which is a godsend, because that's been a pain in the rear orifice. But that would be great, because you're right, it's a very dull image at the moment when you go in there without HDR. So thank you for that. That would be good to look forward to. Yeah, it's good stuff. Thank you. Right, quickly then, fellas. So take as long as you like. Ignore what he said. William, where can people find you in the coming week? What have you got planned?
Well, today at 2:00, I'm doing an episode of The Man Cave with Climax, and we're doing a
good
interesting
show, by the way. Good show.
Interesting episode. It's the most scared you've ever been. Can be a medical thing, can be anything. So we're going to discuss that and see where it goes. It's only a 15-minute show. It's very quick. And I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from my YouTube channel, but tomorrow I am going to a doctor's appointment, so I won't be doing that tomorrow.
Fair enough.
But
I'll see you there, mate. I'll see you there, mate. Because it's probably the same doctor. There aren't many in the world, are there? Do you know the most scared I think I ever was when I was about 7 or 8, and I went with the Boy Scouts to a weekend away on the moors. And it turned out in the end, I didn't know anybody, and I was beside myself. I was so upset. They had to phone my mum to come and get me, and I've been a scaredy cat ever since. I wish they'd just left me there. John, my good friend, I know you'll be streaming until there's nothing left in the stream.
Well, the most immediate thing here is in 20 minutes over on Twitch, 4scars_gaming. I'll be streaming an early first look at Rainbow Six Extraction.
Wow!
Yeah,
nice.
so that'll be live. It's on PlayStation 5 simply because Stadia and or GeForce Now it just isn't up. They go live once the game goes live itself.
Got it.
Yep. So this, I mean, it'll give you a good idea of what to expect here. So in 20 minutes, and also as part of Ubisoft, they've enabled that I'll have a special in-game Twitch strum. So after an hour of watching my stream, you'll get a in-game charm for Rainbow Six Extraction as part of watching them.
Will it be a little pixie? Will it be a little, like a little four-leaf clover and a pixie?
Probably. So yeah, so that's the most immediate thing that's coming up, and then like you said, of course,
amazing.
just be streaming and things like that. So yeah, so check it out. We'll be playing Rainbow Six Extraction here at 1:30 Eastern in about 20 minutes here.
20 minutes, awesome stuff. And just remind me, your YouTube channel, your URL is /ForceGuards Gaming.
Yep.
As it says on there. And similarly for you, William, Stadia Pro Gaming. As we've got there, and for me, it's neither of mine. It's Rock's. What do you do? And Rockstar as well. Rockstar's where I do all the non-Stadia stuff, folks. So I need to put all my Alien Isolation on there from Twitch, and me and Ruben, we're gonna be finishing that off. Probably, I don't know if it'll be today, Ruben. It might be Thursday. We'll see. Gents, it's been an absolutely fantastic show as always.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much for your time and amazing insights and stuff. So only thing to be said now is goodbye, and oh yeah, and I'm Thursday rock review and all that stuff, you know, whatever. Thank you. Thank you, the amazing chat as well. You guys have been amazing, and have a great week, and we'll see you again next Tuesday. Say goodbye, fellas.
Bye bye.